Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jessica Porter and I am an actor. I have this YouTube channel because I like fashion, style, beauty, lifestyle, and I'm on a journey of finding my own inner confidence and my own self-love and self-esteem. I'm still on that journey and I think we all go on that journey, so it's something that a lot of people can relate to. This video today is about self-confidence, tips for self-confidence, and also just some opinions, I suppose, on how to improve in your self-confidence. These tips are for me also. I've written them down and compartmentalized and kind of thought about what I do when I'm in a situation where I need to find some inner self-confidence. So if this is of interest to you, then please keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video if you enjoy it. I'm also on Instagram. I am Jess Porter X_. Follow me on there. I do some different fashion and style posts and I want them all to be related to your own inner self-confidence, and I only wear what makes me feel good, so that's what I like to promote. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So I'm just gonna kind of introduce me and how I've struggled with my inner self-confidence. So when I was young, I changed primary schools, it had a big effect on me, and I think that was a big hindrance to my self-confidence as a child, and because that was kind of inbuilt into me, I've carried that on through into my adult years without even realising it. And I think a lot of those triggers that happen when we're young, we don't realise we take them through to our adult lives too. I started doing drama and acting classes because my mum wanted me to develop confidence and social skills, which it definitely did, but I suppose it helped me as a child, but I'm still figuring it out as an adult what I need to do. I have major social anxiety. It has been diagnosed. I get hot sweats. I get like goosebumps thinking about going socialising with people, and because my social anxiety is it's not mild, it's quite heavy. Heavy social? I don't know. But when I go to meet friends, even my boyfriend, if I've not seen him in a while, I get anxious about it, and I'll sit in my car before going to see a friend and think of all the worst scenarios that could happen. So I think about, what if it's awkward? What if I make them feel a certain way? And it's a lot of irrational thoughts. It's my chimp in my brain. If you've not read The Chimp Paradox, I really urge you to read The Chimp Paradox. If you do have an anxiety or a mental health disorder, I think that's something that really helps me. So I suppose there's tip number one: read books that you feel will help you in finding your inner confidence or will help you mentally. And also reading books anyway is just great. There's a book out there for everyone, even if you don't enjoy reading. Another tip is accepting yourself. Accept yourself for who you are. And this leads on to another point, but I'm going to bring that up later. But I think accepting your flaws and loving those flaws, I suppose, is something. If you have something about yourself that you dislike, accept it. You're not going to change that easily. That is you. And if that is something you want to change, you don't have to, first of all, you don't have to change for anyone. Society doesn't change you. You shouldn't want to change for society. As for the way we look, accept any flaws you perceive to have, and personality wise, accept those flaws and love those flaws. Another tip I would say is working on yourself. Now that is kind of very vague. I mean this in more of a mental health capacity. working on yourself to become the best person that you can be. It means looking into yourself, listening to yourself, and doing things that will aid you in that moment. One of my favourite tips: don't be a sheep, be a shepherd. You do you. If all your friends are doing one thing and you don't want to do it, then that is okay. Lead your own path and have confidence in that path, and that's easier said than done. It's okay not to follow everyone else. Leaders and a lot of people with success naturally have that thing inbuilt into them where they don't have to follow along, and I think just bearing that in mind as you go through day to day, think, am I just doing this to please other people? Am I just wearing this thing to please other people? Or am I wearing this for me? My next tip is treating yourself with importance. Care about yourself. Treat yourself like you would treat your baby girl or baby boy. Give yourself a schedule for the day. Wake up at set times, go to sleep at set times, eat the right foods, exercise, give yourself a gorgeous area to live, make it your own. These are all things that you'd do for a friend, and you'd probably do, you'd do for a child if you have a child. Do those things for yourself. Think day to day, am I treating myself the way I would treat other people that I love? Yeah, I think that's really important. Obviously, these are all just suggestions. Put that out there. These are suggestions. But I feel like all of these things are just good to bear in mind, because we do often just forget about these things. We forget about loving ourselves. Next tip: don't brand yourself. Remember that being shy is okay. You don't have to go out there and be the life and soul of the party. And you don't have to go out there and feel like you have to stay quiet if you don't want to be. You are you. You can be whatever you want to be. But I feel like there's some negative connotations with shy. You can be confident and you can be shy. You can be quietly confident. There's so many ways to be confident. Forget those negative connotations. Forget what other people say. Don't put yourself out there and tell people that you're shy. And then likewise, don't put yourself out there and tell people that you're a big mouth. Don't brand yourself and put yourself into this space where people can already have a preconception of you because of what society feeds us and tells us about these words shy and gobby. These are all things that you work on over time, but I personally think that posture, dialect, eye contact, they're all things that are quite scary when you walk into a room. Good posture, good dialects, making eye contact with people can be really make me anxious, and I sometimes want to walk into the room and not be seen, but you deserve to be seen. You deserve to be in that room as much as anybody else does. You deserve to be heard as much as anybody else does. It's okay to catch someone's eye and give them a smile and if they refuse that, then that's on them, not you. And I think they're kind of 3 little tips: posture, eye contact, and dialect. Speak up. Your voice matters no matter who you are. And I think as a woman, and I will often segregate being a woman, when I was young, I often felt like I couldn't have a voice, particularly in a male-dominated place, because of society and because of what was fed to me as a child, and we all were, because that's the world we live in. But you have a voice. I think a good tip is to record yourself. Maybe this is a bit cringe, but record yourself and almost like an affirmation, and put it in your ear if you need a little someone there to tell you that it's okay. And tell yourself that you have a voice. You are allowed to have a voice. You are allowed to be in that room. Put all those affirmations down on a voice note on your phone so you can easily just listen in and hear yourself saying that. I've just had to change rooms because my mum came home and I don't really want to film while my mum's there, do you know what I mean? So my next tip is don't compare yourself. It is so true. Comparison is the thief of joy. I did musical theatre at drama school. I have done acting, and there is a lot of comparison that can happen in your head. I think it's a natural thing for us. Yeah, as human beings, we naturally compare, but I think it's so important to remember that we are all different people. I know we've all heard this before. We're all different people. We're all on our own path. No matter what avenue you go down, you're probably not going to stay on that avenue with these people who are around you. I know it's easier said than done, but if you find yourself comparing, affirmations, I am just as good as that person that I am comparing myself to. In a social anxiety basis, I think it's important for me to bring this up and just give you a few different tips that I use when it comes to communicating with other people. If you're going to a group event or if you're going to see a certain person, ask those people questions so the spotlight isn't just on you. Prepare some questions even if you have to. I do, but I'll memorise them before I go in, try to calm myself, breathe, and just think if it's awkward, if I don't have anything to say, then I've prepped something to say in case of an awkward situation. I think that's what I worry about. I worry it's going to be quiet and awkward. If anyone can relate, let me know. Another really interesting tip is to mirror other people's body language subconsciously without us knowing. If someone sat like this and we do the same, we kind of subconsciously connect. It's almost like a vibe together through your own body language, and it's been proven that if you're at an interview or something like that, a good tip is to mirror people's body language because it just connects you on a physical level, I suppose. So I always do that. So in terms of fashion and style, I have always struggled finding things that I'm comfortable wearing without just covering up. And this is something I'm really passionate about. This is for women. Men are not there to sexualize what you're wearing. And for me, I'm only just learning this, and it's something I'm really passionate about. I want to find things that are comfortable for me to wear without just covering myself in dark colours and hiding. And this is something that I've done, and if this is something that you do, then listen to these tips and listen to what I'm about to say. We as a society are programmed, men are programmed and educated to look at women, and I may sound like a raging feminist right now, but it's true. And so I am often uncomfortable when men are looking at me, and their intentions are probably not anything what is coming into my mind, but I get uncomfortable when men just look at me down the street, and so I don't wear what I want to wear. Girls, ladies, women, all identifying females, don't cover up if you don't want to cover up. And this is so hard for me as well. Don't let other people's eyes and other people's opinion decide what you wear. You wear what you want to wear. Don't feed into what society feeds you. Also, filters. You are good enough without an Instagram filter on your face. I think filters are degrading. I saw one called baby face the other day. Why are we sexualizing a baby face? Big eyes and big lips and a really skinny face. Why are we sexualizing that, for one? And two, you don't need to have a really skinny face and big eyes. If we're putting that out on Instagram for young people all over, it's gonna give young people and anyone more insecurities. It subconsciously says to people, I need to look like that. I want to look like that filter, so I'm going to talk to you with that filter on my face because that makes me feel better. No, you are good enough without a filter. Love your face for what you have. Last but by no means least, and probably the most important, love who you are. That is so cringe, but we should be able to say out to ourselves, I am beautiful, I am pretty, I am good enough, I am worthy. It just makes you smile saying it. Look in the mirror. In fact, pause this video, go and look in the mirror and say 5 things about yourself that you love. And it'll be so awkward at first, but the more you say it, the more you say those things to yourself subconsciously, the more you believe it. If you're constantly telling yourself, I am fat, I am ugly, I am boring, I don't have a voice, you're going to believe that. No matter what you feed into your brain subconsciously, you believe it. That's the way our brain works. Change the narrative. I love myself. I think I look amazing in that picture. It should be okay to say that. It should. Why is it the social norm that we can't like our own pictures on Facebook and Instagram? Why can't we say, I love what I look like in that picture, and gas ourselves up? That should be normal. Do it. Do that for yourself. Obviously it's not a quick fix, but all these little things, if you put these into your everyday life, which I'm learning to do and I'm implementing, you're naturally gonna find that inner self-confidence, that inner Sasha Fierce. If you want to give it a different name, you give it a different name. If you need to bring out that inner Sasha Fierce, or that inner whatever you want to call it, for an audition, for a meeting, for an interview, to go out and see your mate, if you need to kind of knock on the door and bring that person out, do it. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video to the end. If you did, I really appreciate it. Remember to subscribe, like this video, give me a comment down below. What are your top tips for finding inner self-confidence and self-worth, self-esteem? I'm really passionate about that. And yeah, I'd absolutely love to hear from you, and I will see you in the next one.